Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in and joining the revolution. My name is Cian Burnham alongside Travis Fowlhart. We will bring you all the action again live tonight from the Colony, Lava Cantina, and it's continuing to celebrate the life and the birthday of David Von Erich. Fans, we got some great action coming up tonight, including a huge six-man match. Chavo Guerrero Jr. as the referee, Devastation Reborn versus the Von Erichs and Iceman King Parsons. But up first, Lance Hoyt versus PCO. This is a big deal because it was a couple weeks ago that this happened. Lance Hoyt spitting in the referee's face, spitting to try to spit into Damon Windsor's face, but the referee getting blinded, and then here comes PCO.
Yeah, this is, of course, back when we were looking to solve the mystery of the stolen hat of JR.
And there you see right there, PCO running off with the hat. PCO, the man who did that. Well, he not only cost the Revolutionary title to Lance Hoyt, but he certainly got in Hoyt's crosshairs. And tonight we're going to see if Lance Hoyt can get some revenge on PCO for that action that we just saw.
Two big bulls here, just locking horns. PCO and Lance Hoyt. See, now I'm kind of torn here in this instance because PCO has shown a new side of himself, but he's from Canada. He's taking on one of my fellow Texans. I don't know. It's too hard for me to pick here.
It's a hard time for you, Travis. I know it is. The Canadian Frankenstein, as he has been called, is here to send a clear message that he is a reborn individual, that he is on a new lease of wrestling life. And also, he's the most dominant man in professional wrestling. He wants that to be proven. But right now, he is standing toe-to-toe
with an American Psycho.
Yes, with a man who has proven himself not just here in America, but over in Japan on many occasions. Both of these men, international superstars. PCO off the ropes, runs smack into a shoulder block there by the American Psycho, Lance Hoyt. Hoyt quick to follow up, big stomp to the back, taking over on PCO.
The Northern War continues between Canada and the U.S. as we see, we've called him the Canadian Frankenstein, taking on the American Psycho here. That makes you wonder how Mr. Harry Smith, Davey Whistle Jr. feels about this, his tag team partner taking on a fellow countryman.
Hey, I'm sure that he must really be in an even worse position than you are.
I know. So please take it all. I don't need this kind of this thing.
Look at Lance Hoyt just go to work on PCO, taking him around all the three of the four corners, asking the crowd about the fourth, and there it is. PCO now completely familiar with the perimeter of the world-class ring, but a quick charge in there by Lance Hoyt, and all that's the thing about PCO. He absorbs so much damage, and it almost seems like it doesn't really scathe him. It doesn't seem to affect him. And PCO...
The Canadian Frankenstein definitely taking advantage of the situation. Very, very smart maneuver on the count of the veteran who comes off the rope and flies.
And you would not expect a man of his size, his build, or his age to fly with that type of fluidity through the ropes, to put his body on that line, but that is what PCO does these days.
PCO, a changed individual from a man that we once knew from a different era, has definitely reinvigorated himself into this man that we see before us here.
That's right. He's not a Mountie anymore. He is PCO, and he's ramming Lance Hoyt's face right into the ring apron on the outside, now positioning Hoyt with his head draped over the exposed area. He's going to drop an elbow, right across the throat of Lance Hoyt.
Yeah, so much he's going to do it twice down to Hoyt.
Well, he enjoyed it the first time. Why not pick it up a second time, and maybe even a third?
Indeed.
PCO loving to dish out this type of punishment.
This guy is a scary individual.
Yeah. I mean, they call Lance Hoyt the American Psycho, but I think the Psycho term works just as well for PCO. I don't think that man is all there.
Oh, I'm sure he's not all there. Haven't you seen those training videos?
Well, yeah, we sat right beside each other when those were shown, and that was disturbing footage to look at, but it's been almost an even more disturbing just to watch PCO in action in the ring.
And as we see him, look at that, taking another better maneuver, draping the face and the forehead across the top rope, dragging Hoyt across. And now Hoyt coming back with right hands and shots to the gut. Now he's going to take him into that corner himself. Although went to the well one too many times. PCO running start with a clothesline, and now front face lock into a DDT. PCO is all over Big Lance Hoyt.
And this may well be the end of the match right here. Oh, wow, I say that. And before even a 1 count comes out, Lance Hoyt is kicked out of that pinfall attempt. PCO now going to try to ground Lance Hoyt. He certainly does not have the height advantage over Hoyt. So as long as he can keep him off of his feet, he's got something of a power advantage over him.
Well, and I know you've always been a big fan. We've talked about it numerous times here, is that you give experience over everything else when it comes to professional wrestling. So we've seen the experience factor on the part of PCO, taking some may call shortcuts there, messing with the top rope, dragging Hoyt across the top rope and the low blow. But now it doesn't seem like it's really affected Hoyt here.
Well, Hoyt able to fight out of that weird chin lock. PCO, again, that brief pause there while Lance Hoyt turned to the crowd. And I know you don't like that, Travis. I've never really had too much of a problem with it, but it took Lance's focus off of PCO. And this really, you really shouldn't do it with any competitor, but with a guy of the mindset of PCO, you absolutely cannot take that opportunity to divert your eyes for fear that he's going to come at you from who knows where.
Yeah, that time it was just a simple face plant right into the canvas, and now just a simple brick wall.
Yeah, just using his entire body as a weapon, throwing it at Lance Hoyt for him to collide with.
It actually has been surprising that PCO has been in control for the majority of this matchup.
PCO now going to roll Hoyt over, going to apply the pressure right to the throat, stepping right on top of it. And Hoyt
has been worn down in
yeah,
this.
Hoyt has got.
Oh, but look at this. He's asking for more.
These two men
are basically mirror images.
Yeah, that's great. That is a great way to phrase it. Because for every bit of a punishment that they absorb, it's almost like they enjoy it, almost like it drives them to take more.
Indeed, we saw it there. Lance Hoyt begging PCO, who's on the middle rope now.
Well, PCO did what Lance Hoyt asked him to do, and Hoyt may regret that right now as the leg is hooked. 1, 2, and Hoyt able to kick out, not as quickly as he did the last time though, and not with as much energy. There may be a bit of wearing down here that PCO has accomplished.
A bit? I mean, Lance Hoyt has taken it. Well, okay, maybe I was wrong.
Again, these spurts of energy from both of these men as Hoyt hoisted up PCO, planted him with the body slam, and Hoyt now looking to go upstairs in the high rent district, second rope, purchase himself there, off there. Up.
Oh, no. That was a stomp. We've seen Lance Hoyt use that stomp before from the middle rope, but it was PCO who moved out of the way.
And Hoyt may have done himself more injury than PCO has been able to accomplish the entire match.
No way.
PCO
No way.
for the double choke slam, picks up Hoyt and plants him down. Now grabbing both legs, and the last moment, the shoulder comes up from Lance Hoyt.
The strength of PCO. Lance Hoyt is actually bigger than PCO height-wise. That takes a serious amount of strength, and the Canadian Frankenstein definitely not one to stray away from power.
Oh, Hoyt intercepts PCO as he goes to the top rope and helps him down in a way that I know PCO did not intend to come down.
And now Lance Hoyt trying to just gain his wherewithal back, taking this moment to recover. And it looks like he's gaining a little bit more motivation to take on towards PCO.
PCO to his feet first, charges in, runs right into an elbow smash. PCO tries again. This time he's greeted by a foot. And Lance Hoyt prepared. Lance Hoyt waiting for PCO to put himself into a position. What's Hoyt got in mind here? PCO turns around, and Hoyt just with a massive shoulder tackle knocks the big man down. Hoyt with a clothesline.
And now look at that, Hoyt getting right back on top of PCO. He may have learned his lesson from earlier.
Irish whip, and up and down goes PCO. That's about a 7 to 9 foot drop with the power that Hoyt puts you up and drops you down with full upset slam.
And that
this
can do
could
it.
be it right here. No, still only good enough for 2. But Hoyt understands. Hoyt now motioning.
Oh, he's aiming for
Looking
that
for
big boot.
Hoyt waiting for PCO again to regain his footing. to get back up to the vertical base. Hoyt going to run in, going to grab him, going to go, I think, for the choke slam. PCO breaks that off. And a snap DDT.
And now look at that, PCO right
PCO
back
didn't
in
go for
control.
the pinfall, though. I think he understands that maybe he's going to go upstairs here and deliver the coup de grace.
And he could very well be looking for that. I was mistaken earlier with Lance Hoyt, looking like he was going for the boot. The choke slam
Hoyt
was reversed.
position on cannonball off the top rope, right across the sternum. I think this is it, right?
No! Lance Hoyt again! With the shoulder up at the last split second. Even PCO.
Yeah, PCO was sure that was 3.
I don't think we've seen PCO get frustrated before.
PCO was sure that was all it was going to take to put the big man down. But it's going to take a little bit more than that. And you can see the gears begin to turn here as PCO tries to figure out what he can do to polish off Lance Hoyt. Irish whip into the corner. PCO charges in, nobody home. Hoyt out of the corner, goes charging in himself, but is greeted with an elbow smash by PCO. But
Where's that boot that I was looking for earlier?
and now Hoyt, with PCO hoisted up above him.
Almost a reverse crucifix maneuver here. Drops it down.
And you can count to 1,000.
A very impressive finish there from Lance Hoyt with that reverse crucifix-like bomb, and it puts away the Canadian Frankenstein here this evening. Big Lance Hoyt, your winner here tonight.
Well, Lance Hoyt has gained himself a measure of personal revenge for PCO costing him, he believes, the Revolutionary Championship against Damon Windsor, and I'm sure that Hoyt will get another opportunity at that title sometime in the near future. But tonight, Texas wins out over Canada, and the Lone Star State stands proud. Fans, when we come back, it's going to be Flex Zerba in the ring.
Do you have a world-class product or business you want to get more eyes on? World Class Revolution is seen by more and more people each and every week. With a customizable partnership, you can see your ad right here and a lot more. Email jerry.bostic@worldclassprowrestling.com today.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and there you see Flex Zerba, brightly adorned in patriotic colors, I guess. But that's not the.
I know this is your favorite guy here.
Well, I'm entertained by Flex Zerba, you know, he's
Like a modern day Rocky, isn't he?
well, I guess you could say that. Rocky Johnson, maybe.
But he definitely has the soul, and he's definitely got the flex on.
That's true. Flex Zerba here, and my understanding is that he is intending to issue some sort of an open challenge, I guess, to the.
What's with everybody issuing open challenges here? Sometimes do people not know that's not smart?
World Class Revolution, you're looking at the biggest, the best. You're looking at Flex Zerba. The man who is the toughest man in that locker room. The man with the biggest arms, not only in the locker room, but in the world.
Okay.
Hey, it's not my fault you people are too stupid to see with your own very eyes.
He's definitely not short of confidence, is he?
What I want to do right here, I want to issue an open challenge because there's not another superstar in that locker room that knows that they can go toe-to-toe. They can go reps with Flex Zerba.
Flex Zerba calling
Nobody.
anyone and everyone out from the locker room.
Nobody. You're looking at the biggest.
Oh, we know what that means. Fans, we got to cover this. Please just listen and go with this.
Warning. World Class Revolution 8 cannot be held responsible for the harsh words and widespread violence committed by the big bad booty daddy Scott Steiner. If you happen to have a problem with him, you tell him.
And there you see right there the man himself, Flex Serba,
He said he had the biggest arms in the world.
Well, apparently he didn't realize that Scott Steiner was in the locker room as well, because here comes the big bad booty daddy himself, former world heavyweight champion, former tag team champion, and tag team.
You know what, Bernard? Stop it. Let me take care of this now.
You can do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're looking at a former United States champion, tag team champion, world heavyweight champion, the genetic freak, the big bad booty daddy, Big Papa Pump. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scott Steiner.
And right now, I think Flex Serba would rather be just about anywhere except in this ring area, having to face Scott Steiner. You said that I like Flex, and I have been entertained by Flex, but one thing.
Well, you're about to be very unentertained.
One thing I know about Flex is that there are times that his mouth
Overrides his common sense?
posterior or his common sense, whichever one you want to call it at.
Yep.
And right here is a perfect demonstration of that. We've seen a few other individuals.
Oh, but remember, he's got the biggest arms in the world.
Well, that's what he says. I think he may have the biggest mouth in the world.
He counted his chickens before they hatched.
Oh, well, yeah, he's this is not going to be a good Saturday night for Flex Serba. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, because speak for yourself, because this is about to be a great night for me.
Well, and maybe a great night for the fans too. Apparently the bell is going to be rung here, so I guess we're underway with this match, and the challenge has been accepted.
What if Steiner actually takes out Flex without having to take a single thing off? Oh, wait. He's got something to say.
Now everybody knows I only care about two things. My freaks and my peaks. And everybody knows I don't like fat asses. And you are a fat ass. I'll give you $100 you can flex anything on that horrible. We need to go back to Dunkin' Donuts, you fat son.
Well, like we said at the beginning, we're not held responsible for this. The words of Big Papa Pump.
Flex, you might want to stop while you're ahead, man.
Like I stopped while he's behind. Really, that's kind of it.
Well, I was trying to give him some motivation.
Fans, we're going to compose ourselves. We're going to step aside. When we come back, this match in its brief entirety.
All right, now, Burnham, you usually come back in with the stuff, but I'm going to come back in and say that this is about to be the shortest and best match that I think I will call in my very short tenure myself here with World Class.
Well, this may be the shortest match in Flex Serba's career as well, as collar and elbow tie-up, and Scott Steiner pushing Flex Serba back into the corner.
Not too.
And Serba desperately begging the referee to tell him, get him off, but Steiner answers with a knee shot to the gut. And Steiner with some big-time chops over Flex Serba in that ring. Steiner with the uppercuts.
Again, you would think that we've seen multiple people here in World Class do these open call matches, or I'm sorry, these open challenges, and Steiner has answered almost every single one of them. You would think people would learn, stop issuing open challenges, because Scott Steiner more than likely will answer them.
Well, nobody ever said that some professional wrestlers are Mensa candidates, and given the amount of alcoholic imbibement that I believe that Flex Serba has done in his past, perhaps the brain cells that he has left are just not working. And now Flex Serba complaining that Scott Steiner pulled his hair.
Yeah,
yes, he put a
Steiner
knee.
Steiner needs to pull your hair.
Right, he put a knee to the gut. He put some chops on your chest, and Serba says no, he cheated because he pulled my hair. Well,
I mean, you know what? If I was facing Scott Steiner, I probably would call for a hair pull too, because at least I'd have a chance of winning. And on top of that, I actually have a good amount of hair to pull.
If I were facing Scott Steiner, I would lay down in the middle of the ring and let him pin me and get it over with, because I know it's not going to go my way.
Well, we already heard who he doesn't like in this world. So, I mean,
yeah, and I meet that description very nicely.
I wasn't going to say anything, Bernard. That's not
okay.
my
I will own up to it in this situation. Scott Steiner ramming Flex Serba's head into that top turnbuckle. Big chop again across the chest as Steiner continues again. Fans, the Scott Steiner matches are fought under Scott Steiner rules, which basically means there are no rules.
Yeah,
including
referee, shut up.
Yelling in the face of the referee, because nobody stops Scott Steiner from doing exactly what he wants when he wants. And the chops continue.
Is it true that you tried to do that one time, Burnham?
To Scott Steiner?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No, I'm not that dumb. Steiner with a suplex, one of many that he's well known for, and Zerba really doing a very intelligent thing and rolling out of the ring to break any type of momentum that Scott Steiner, which has been basically the whole match.
No, the intelligent thing that Zerba could have done was not to come out at all.
Well, okay, that's a fair point entirely. But Zerba, again, now claiming the hair and the tights.
Well, I mean, first off, you're in a wrestling match. What do you expect him to grab when you're wearing tights, man?
And again, I think Zerba doesn't quite understand that with Scott Steiner matches, there are no rules. So what's the referee going to do even if he is doing this? Steiner actually could pull the hair and the tights, but instead just yanks the top rope to bring Zerba back into the ring.
Yeah, the referee's just there for a prop.
Yeah,
Let's call it what it is.
He's there to count a pinfall or call a submission. And
That's it.
That's all he's there for.
Yeah, that's all you're good for in this instance, ref. As we see Steiner putting the boots back again to flex Zerba, along with a nice knife-edge chop there in the corner.
Steiner now with an Irish whip on Zerba. Zerba off the ropes, runs straight into the big Steiner line.
Now it's time to show off the Pete's.
Yeah.
Flex here, drop the elbow.
And Steiner not satisfied with that.
No.
Steiner says, no, I think this guy ran his mouth too much, and we're just going to... and Zerba with a low blow, which again is legal.
And actually probably the smartest thing I've seen Flex do all match.
And Zerba now unleashing the tape across the throat of Scott Steiner's... across the throat of Scott Steiner. Zerba may have finally... I don't want to say come to his senses, but he may have finally come to understand that he's got to do all these things that he's accused Scott Steiner of doing throughout the entire match, because what's going to stop him?
Nothing.
Not a thing.
A Mack truck couldn't even stop Scott Steiner.
I'm not even certain why the referee is really bothering the count. I think it's just more of an instinctual thing on his part. But Zerba draping himself across the neck, or forcing the neck across the second rope of...
Big Bad Booty Daddy.
That's right. And Zerba now fully in control. I never expected to say that in the course of this match, but Zerba fully in control of the match over Scott Steiner. Snap there brings Steiner out of the corner as Zerba signals that perhaps this is about to be all done and over. Zerba cautiously making his way up to the second rope. This is not a traditional territory for him, but
no, you've got the advantage, Flex. Stop wasting time.
Well, and again,
wasted too much time, like I said.
The lack of Mensa candidacy is coming back to bite Flex Zerba in the posterior. And Zerba ramming his head into the mat, saying, "Why did I do this? Why did I bother to challenge?"
Why does anybody bother to do these open challenges? Like I said, Steiner's notorious for answering these.
Zerba trying to connect with some right hands. Steiner much more successful in that area. Irish whip. Back elbow by Steiner. Running Steiner line by Steiner. Steiner going to set up again a third one.
Oh, now we see.
Oh, belly to belly.
Man,
almost dropping Zerba. He did drop Zerba on the back of his head. You can see Zerba clutch the back of his head there. And Steiner not done yet.
Nope, he's not.
And again, Zerba somehow able to reverse that out. Gonna lock him in maybe for a DDT. Yes, put Steiner down.
Oh, look at that. Smart move. Goes right into the cover
and
again.
Did hook the leg, but did not have enough
body to body?
Yeah, to keep Scott Steiner down. And Zerba now back into that upper area, which was not successful for him before.
I don't expect it to be successful.
Zerba seemed to be measuring this one, maybe off the top rope. Nope.
Like I said, drops him face first.
And he's got Zerba laid out. We know what Scott Steiner likes to do right about here.
Yeah, and I think Steiner's done playing with him. And this is what you get for issuing an open challenge. Steiner now has set it up. There it is. Locks it in. The Steiner recliner. Now, Zeb, just say I'm done. Just say it's over. Go ahead.
Zerba taps out to the Steiner recliner like everyone else has done.
Submission. Big Papa Pop Scott Steiner.
I mean, in my opinion, the announcement itself is just a formality because he had this match won from the get-go.
And we've seen this from Scott Steiner as well. It always seems like he's angry with the referee after the match, and I really don't know why. But
have you never met Scott Steiner?
Okay, that's true. He is really kind of.
He's angry all the time.
Yes, and now dumping Flex Zerba. Scott Steiner clearing the ring. and Steiner going to the outside to pursue it. You see Zerba begging off, saying, hey, the match is over. I'm sorry. I should never have opened my mouth.
That's right,
But
Bob.
that's not enough for Scott Steiner, let me tell you.
Nope. You open the mouth, you inserted the foot, and now you're going to eat the toes, the nails, the heel, and everything that comes with that area because you opened your mouth and the wrong guy answered. And he's going to take him all the way to the back to punish him.
Yeah, Flex Zerba desperately trying to find some sort of a space to get away from Scott Steiner, but Steiner, Lee, where's Steiner taking him?
Oh, he's taking him all the way here.
Got him over by fenced. Oh, I see a big body of water. We saw this at Southport. We saw this with Jermaine. And I feel like
Flex is about to take a swim.
yeah, I think it's going to have to be spring break for Flex Zerba as Steiner. No.
Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he's just going to help him
Just
over.
gonna help him over there. And Steiner now. Steiner going to lean back. Zerba trying to hold on. Big right forearm. And Zerba with the bath. Zerba in the pool. And Scott Steiner has disposed of again.
Oh, referee, what are you doing,
well,
man? Why did you even bother to come back? What is the matter with you?
Well,
He deserves that just as much as Zeb deserved that because guess what? You went ahead and provoked Steiner again. Did you not get the memo the first time?
well, apparently, at least Zerba has a swimming buddy. I guess that's the best we can say for that.
I mean, if you want to put somewhat of a nice spin on it.
Maybe so. Fans, we recently had the opportunity to do a very special event called the Wizard of World Class. Here's a preview of what's coming up in future episodes.
I could be a referee if I could only count to 3. If I only had a brain.
I'm trying the best I can.
Are you a wizard?
You can call it a lot worse.
I'll get you, my pretty.
Man, who you calling little, man? You're humongous.
Are you the wizard of world class?
Okay, fans, it was 3 weeks ago that we saw this action here. It was Devastation Reborn taking on the Von Erichs for the World Class Tag Team Championship. And we see here Marshall Von Erich looking to put the match away when Al Farad throwing the bell hammer into Prince Mahali.
And Prince Mahali had no problems whatsoever right in front of the referee, hitting Von Erich right in the face with that, causing the disqualification and throwing the match out completely, which then just set up a huge melee between the Von Erichs, Devastation Reborn, and we see Trevor Murdoch coming in there, and we saw the involvement of Chavo Guerrero.
Chavo Guerrero Jr. in there, of course, along with Iceman King Parsons, who was in the Von Erichs corner. And all of this led to the
Huge announcement.
right, yeah, the suggestion on that half. Well, you see, first of all, claws on both members of Devastation Reborn as the Von Erichs get a little bit of revenge for the fact that they couldn't get the pinfall victory in the match, but they're still going to want to make the fans happy with the claw. And the Iceman with a big left hand. And this brought the boss, Jerry Bostic, in. And let's make Chavo Guerrero Jr. the special referee for it as well.
Our main event this evening is a 6-man tag team match. Simple call. Introducing us on your very special guest referee from the legendary Guerrero family. Please welcome Chavo Guerrero.
Eat your heart out, Ricardo. As we see Justin Roberts announcing another Texas legend back home. Ladies and gentlemen, he is part of the legendary Guerrero family, straight from El Paso. We got him here tonight as a special referee, Chavo Guerrero Jr.
Of course, Chavo Guerrero Jr. on his own, his accomplishments so high, so many accolades, tag team championships in multiple different federations, former ECW heavyweight champion. The list goes on and on. Lucha Underground, Gift of the Gods champion,
Former cruiserweight champion in both WWE and WCW.
and of course his family associations, his grandfather Goy Guerrero, his father Chavo Sr., his uncles Hector Mondo, and of course the late Eddie Guerrero. The entire Guerrero family, so well renowned and so loved in professional wrestling.
Especially in the great state of Texas.
Definitely here. And you can hear that love and support coming from the fans right there, as Chavo will be in control during this six-man match. All right, as we see now the arrival of Devastation Reborn. 3 of the members of Devastation Reborn, the leader, Al Farad, Prince Mahali, who we've seen many times here, and the one who seems like the
wild card.
Yeah, but he brings such a wealth of experience with him, Trevor Murdoch, former WWE Tag Team Champion on multiple occasions, a man who's trained with Harley Race.
While we're sticking with the theme of Texas legends, we go from the Guerreros to the Von Erichs.
Another third-generation representation here of Ross and Marshall Von Erich, carrying on the legacy of their father, Kevin Von Erich, their uncles, Kerry, Mike, Chris, and of course, David Von Erich, who we're here to celebrate the birthday of, and all of it dating back to their grandfather, the patriarch of the entire family, the legendary Fritz Von Erich, right here in Dallas. As much as the Guerreros are loved in Texas, the Von Erichs were legends at the time when we were growing up watching professional wrestling on television. And the Von Erichs here, Marshall and Ross, hope to carry on that legacy as well. And speaking of legends, here comes a man who for so many years was gone. He disappeared from the professional wrestling scene, but he was a key component to the world-class wrestling roster. The first African-American world heavyweight champion, the Iceman King Parsons. He will be in the corner, though, not in the corner, he'll be the third man on the team of the Von Erichs in this huge six-man match when we come back.
Do you have a world-class product or business you want to get more eyes on? World Class Revolution is seen by more and more people each and every week. With a customizable partnership, you can see your ad right here and a lot more. Email jerry.bostic@worldclassprowrestling.com today.
All right, fans, we are back. Main event action about to begin. Von Erichs and Iceman King Parsons against Devastation Reborn. Special guest referee Chavo Guerrero Jr. looking for one representative from each team. I think it's going to be Trevor Murdoch starting for Devastation Reborn, and apparently it'll be Ross Von Erich for his side.
Are you sure you got your Von Erich
I've
straight?
got my Von Erich straight. I figured out which is which.
All right. Bell sounds, and now we are underway in a huge six-man tag match here this week, coming to you on World Class Television.
Now you want to talk about star power, you want to talk about experience, you want to talk about legendary status, you've got every single bit of it all here in the six-man match, as is Ross Von Erich immediately taking control of the match with the side headlock on Trevor Murdoch. Trevor Murdoch, a graduate of the Harley Race School. Trevor Murdoch, a really prized pupil of Harley Race.
Trained under the, like you said, the tutelage of Harley Race, but he has a lot of mannerisms similar to that of the late, great Dick Murdoch.
Also another Texas legend as well from Waxahachie, Texas. And Trevor Murdoch certainly wanting to continue both of those legacies here. And Murdoch
Is he claiming hair pull now?
apparently claiming the hair pull from Ross Von Erich, but Chavo Guerrero, I think, doesn't even acknowledge that.
More of a feeling out process as we see to start this matchup here.
And collar and elbow tie up once again here. I think both men certainly understand the stakes within this match. Obviously, title's not on the line here, but both of these teams want to make sure that they walk out the winning side, since there was no clear resolution in the last match, the tag team title match that we saw with some highlights of before the break. Nice leapfrog there by Ross Von Erich, blocking the hip toss. Murdoch just powering him over.
And that's where I think the Devastation Reborn does have a bit of an advantage over the opposing team, is the power and strength advantage. But as we see there, the quickness and agility can serve the other side very well.
A man with the build of Trevor Murdoch is not necessarily going to be known for his quickness and agility. He's not going to be coming off the top rope successfully very often. And he's not going to be doing things like that. Big, beautiful high drop kick, shades of his father, Kevin Von Erich, who he works in the style of by also wrestling barefoot. Marshall Von Erich now in control. Marshall making the tag, and here comes the Iceman into the ring, competing in this match, competing in a world-class ring for the first time in I don't know how many years.
Well, it's the first time he's been on world class, so I mean, I think you can knock that one over the way. First time in a world class ring.
Iceman King Parsons still able to juke and jive, and I'm sure he's still talking a lot of trash in that ring, because Parsons was one definitely to let his mouth run, but he could back it up. And Parsons with no problem turning around to the other members of Devastation Reborn and letting them know how he feels about them as well. Tag now, here comes Ross Von Erich. Good cycling of men in from the Von Erich side here, keeping that fresh man in the ring. Trevor Murdoch has been unable to make a tag the entire match.
Well, look at that, the intelligence there of Trevor Murdoch. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice would be a shame on me, but instead it's a drop down from Ross Von Erich to his back.
And now we tag in the man with probably the least amount of experience in the match, and that is Prince Mahali. Although that lack of experience does not mean a lack of success. We both know just how successful and accomplished Prince Mahali has been in his brief tenure in professional wrestling. That didn't allow him to avoid that double drop kick, though, as Marshall Von Erich hooks the leg, but is only able to keep him down for two. I think Mahali is the one who probably, if you were to ask any of these six individuals, which of you has the most to prove in this match, Mahali's the one who, if you were being honest, would say, this is a real proving ground match for me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the Von Erich name, they speak for themselves. They are the current tag team champions here in world class, and you've got Iceman King Parsons on the other side. They speak for themselves. Then you've got Al Farad, who's normally a managerial duty, and then Trevor Murdoch, well accomplished. Yeah, absolutely. Prince Mahali has the most to gain from a victory here tonight.
Right now, though, he's struggling as the Von Erichs using a good tandem maneuvers in order to keep the Prince grounded. We know that Mahali is definitely one who has no fear of those upper boundaries. He likes to go to that top rope. He likes to try to connect with that magic carpet ride, as he calls it. Ross Von Erich, though, going to try to keep him grounded and try to keep control of him right here in the middle of the ring with this standing side headlock.
And props to the Von Erichs and King Parsons. They have kept this whole match so far has been played by their rules and their standards, and they have done a very good job of isolating in their corner up until Trevor Murdoch breaks up that submission attempt with just a stiff kick to the head.
Murdoch not one to really worry too much about the rules, and this gives Mahali the advantage as he drags Ross back into the corner, tags in Murdoch, and Murdoch now going to go to work on the smallest member of the Von Erich team, but Ross going to fight back. Ross with those straight right hands going to drive Murdoch back into his corner. That brief rally by Devastation Reborn may have been just that, as Ross just laying Murdoch out on the ropes with those straight hands. Irish whip, reversal now by Murdoch. And Ross, a little distraction there. That's what Al Farad does the best. And Al Farad provided just enough distraction and physical interference to allow Trevor Murdoch to capitalize. And now, on the outside, Al Farad and Prince Mahali going to work with the boots, and Chavo Guerrero quick to intervene with that.
Yeah, but normally, even though you would be one to call foul play here, there's not really much foul going on here. Al Farad involved in the match tonight. All three of these men involved in the match, so there's not really any breaking of the rules, maybe more so bending. But Chavo Guerrero is here to oversee that all, so I'm sure he's not going to let this get too out of hand.
As we get a pinfall attempt, and
way too close to the rope.
Very, very close to the rope, so Ross able to very easily get himself entwined in the bottom rope there.
Murdoch needs to be careful not to get his team accidentally disqualified here. Although, I'm sure Chavo, if he was provoked, probably wouldn't have a problem putting his hands on an individual.
Double whip there by Devastation Reborn, and double shoulder tackle immediately down. Mahali with the pinfall attempt, but did not hook the leg, and so only a 2 count. And now Mahali going to take control with the rear chin lock.
Speaking of Chavo, I was going to bring up a point earlier. Do you think Chavo may play a little bit of a biased role here? Because we saw where he had an issue with Devastation Reborn in that footage that we saw from 3 weeks ago. Do you think he may play a favorable factor for the Von Erichs and Iceman here tonight?
Well, I think you and I both know that Chavo Guerrero's history has been shady at times in the past.
I mean, there's a certain family motto that they go by.
I was exactly about to bring that up, but I'm hoping that he is going to call it right down the middle as his duties prescribe him to do. As Al Farrat now tagged in officially into the match, and a bit of taunting there towards the Iceman King Parsons before Farrat goes to work on Ross Von Erich. A nice clothesline drops Von Erich now, and Farrat, who brings with him over 25 years worth of experience here. He made his debut in 1987. His very first opponent, the late Nikolai Volkov.
Oh, wow. I mean, he teaches something new every day. The history teacher, Mr. Burnham himself.
And now Mahali tagged back in, delivering those kicks into the midsection before just going to step right on the throat of Ross Von Erich. And all the control that the Von Erichs showed in the early part of this match has now really been put to nil as Al Farrat behind again the referee's back. And Chavo, that's the thing, we talked earlier about Chavo's shady past, his willingness at times to break those rules. If you're not cheating, you're not trying. I think that brings an awareness on Chavo's part in this role, because he knows exactly when those opportunities come up. As
He didn't know there, did he?
It's a near pinfall attempt there by Mahali, only getting a 2 count, as he clearly shows the Devastation Reborn side that it was only 2. And Mahali making the tag now to Murdoch. Mahali and Murdoch as Devastation Reborn really forming a more and more of a well-oiled team in this second outing. Not to say that they weren't in working in good tandem the first time around, but
but we both brought up that it seemed like an odd pairing to begin with, but as it's shown here, they've had great tags, quick tags in and out, keeping the man fresh as possible, and utilizing Al Farrat to that advantage as well.
And I think that in those 3 weeks worth of time between when the tag team title match happened and this particular match happened, it's obvious that Al Farrat has had Mahali and Murdoch working together, because they certainly are gelling very nicely as a team. Murdoch now going to try to execute the superplex.
And he hits it
beautifully dropping Ross into the middle of the ring. Going to go for the cover. This could be it right here. And again, very close.
Might be a bit of a slow count there on the part of Chavo.
Well, that's what Trevor Murdoch says. That Trevor's very unhappy with the cadence of that, and lets Chavo know. But Chavo doesn't seem to respond to that. And Murdoch now going to go back to work exactly the way that he does. You're not going to see a lot of hammer locks and counters here from Trevor Murdoch. He's a barroom brawler. He is one to use the ring to his advantage. He is a punch, kick, and choke guy. And he just put his hands on Chavo Guerrero, which might not be the smartest thing to do.
Well, again, as I said before, Chavo is probably going to give a little bit of leniency in this one. He's not your average official, because let's face it, the Guerrero name speaks for himself. He doesn't mind getting physical if he needs to, but he needs to know his role.
Oh, and there again, Trevor Murdoch much more blatantly this time, just almost pie-facing Chavo Guerrero. And I think that Chavo may have reached his point.
No, you can't do this.
Chavo going to introduce Trevor Murdoch to his 3 friends.
The Amigos, as we call them. And there's Trace right there, but this is not right. This is not right.
Well, who's going to stop him? And it's not as if anybody's coming down to tell him that he's doing the wrong thing.
But see, this is what I was talking about earlier. If provoked, Chavo wouldn't have had a problem laying his hands on a competitor, but that just created an advantage for the Von Erichs. It's more like a 4-on-3 advantage now.
Well, only if they can take advantage of it, which now Ross makes the tag to Marshall, and we'll see if the Von Erichs can come in here and clean house as they want to do. Marshall Von Erich carrying the weight for his team members as the Iceman is making his way into the ring as well. Marshall taking on both Mahali and Murdoch in the same breath here. And the Von Erichs at this point have controlled the ring.
Oh, look at that. Iceman King Parsons getting involved too.
Parsons in, going to take over on Trevor Murdoch as well. Here comes Al Farad. Farad facing off with Marshall Von Erich. Iceman King Parsons putting to work those fists that gained him the nickname the Iceman. There's the left hand, drops Murdoch in the ring. Marshall still in control of Al Farad. Now, these two, Farad and Parsons, those are the two that really have the problem with each other. And a one big headbutt puts Al Farad to the outside.
Well, this thing is kind of broken down as into a Saturday night bar fight in Amarillo.
And the Von Erichs, Marshall signaling that the end may be near as he puts the hand up. And Trevor Murdoch may be about to turn around into something he doesn't see coming. There's the Iron Claw. The Iron Claw by Marshall Von Erich on Trevor Murdoch. Al Farad in, Iceman King Parsons going to cut him off. Marshall forcing Murdoch to the ground. And Murdoch's out. Murdoch is out. Murdoch passed out from the Iron Claw.
That's that Von Erich specialty.
Iceman King Parsons and the Von Erichs.
Well, the World Class Tag Team Champions, along with Iceman King Parsons, making a tremendous, victorious return in here in celebration of their Uncle David and his birthday right here at Lava Cantina. And this is a great way to close out this particular episode of World Class Television. They're celebrating along with Chavo Guerrero Jr. as well. It was a tremendous victory here. And maybe we'll be seeing some of these individuals present at Oaklamania. Fans, you can go to the World Class Pro Wrestling website. Tickets are on sale. You don't want to miss out on the opportunity. And I think maybe things aren't quite done here, as it looks like Iceman is begging the Von Erichs off, and he just wants Al Farad one-on-one. And a low blow by Parsons, a straight left hand, and that may be enough. Well, now Mahali going to get in. Mahali says, deal with me.
Oh, okay, well, I mean, come on now. The match is over. Chavo really needs to get some order in this.
Well, I mean, the match, like you said, the match is over.
Yeah, well, you can go ahead and stop this.
Well, I think that maybe Devastation Reborn is going to stop it themselves because they realize no matter what they do, never mind, here comes Murdoch again. And Murdoch realizing the smart thing to do is not to provoke the Iceman. Fans, like I said, tickets on sale for Oaklamania, September 29th. Tickets on sale right now at the World Class Pro Wrestling website, worldclassprowrestling.com. Go there, make sure you get those tickets so you can see these people and be here next week as the Revolution continues to be televised.